We're good friends, also really close rivals and competitors and all that, but I mean, he's a great rider. I look up to him. What he can do on a motorcycle is amazing. He's also great at endurocross, not just trials, so it's cool to see someone I know, someone I've kind of grew up with through the pro ranks, and it's cool to see him having such success in not only trials but also enduro and endurocross, and he's just a great rider, great competitor.
Looking to just for that, you need a lot of support to get to all the rounds. So we had a deal lined up for this past season, kind of fell through with the times, you know, economy is a little tough right now. So trying to, looking forward to doing at least a couple this coming season. You know, we'll see, it just depends on the schedule for shows and the level of support, or, you know, what we can afford ourselves financially.
Opportunity arose. It's hard to get a bike and get it set up well enough. A stock bike isn't what they're riding anymore. They know the settings and suspension and gearing and all that, and they would be kind of going into it blind. And really, if I had support, I'd like to give it another go, but it's really one of those things I don't really want to gamble on buying a bike and trying to set it up without knowing what to do and not knowing if I am good enough still anymore. I mean, it's been over a year since I've raced or even really ridden an enduro bike, so you never know, but it's something in the future that could happen.
I'm gonna personally try and sponsor him, because I saw him take a 2004 KTM SX with the pipe falling off and beat Damon Huffman on factory Kawasaki. So I think there's something there. So, you know, trying to make some money doing shows so we can get back into that competitive aspect, because I mean, definitely I've seen it in him, and I know his abilities there, and myself, just gotta get in shape, man.
Unfortunately not. I mean, I've tried it over and over again, and for whatever reason I couldn't enjoy it enough to justify the cost and the time and other people's time, and it was just a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of time, and didn't ever get it done. Had more results than I ever expected, so I accomplished more than I ever thought I would. And one of the things with these shows, I'd like to get enough interest in the sport in America to try to find the next kid that's going to go to Europe, going to live over there and be the next Bernie Schreiber. I'm sure they would if I had the drive and the heart to go over and try it again. But I mean, I wish I did. But right now I'm just focusing on nationals and doing shows. Shows are taking up more and more time, so it's like it's harder to dedicate as much time as I used to strictly trials training. It's kind of more spread out and harder to do as much as I did when I was going to Europe. That's a good question. I mean, I'd like to think it is. I think with the more acknowledgement it's getting from enduro riders and all the success trials riders have had in endurocross and motocross racers training on trials bikes and stuff like that, it is growing. The nationals have been pretty similar for the past few years, but I mean, I'd like to do what I can to make it better, take it to the next level, and see some growth.
I think we gotta give the credit to probably Jeff Aaron. I think he's like the originator. You know, we really look up to that guy. He paved the way for what we're doing now, and so, I mean, how we really got into it, I'm not sure, but definitely you got to pay respect where it's due, and that's Jeff. I mean, 10-time champ. He's a smart guy. Went out and, you know, made this whole new career path for trials riders in the United States. So I think we got to give our dues and our respect to him.
And our dad, actually, he was the first one to build obstacles for us to ride. I didn't really know what was going on. He built some spools and stuff and took us to different races that weren't trials events at all, and said, go ride the spools for 20 minutes, and then he made some money, we made some money, we were all happy, and it's just kind of grown from there and gotten a little better trailer and a little bigger shows, and you never know where it's going to go in the future.
Airport a bit. I don't know why. I mean, we're in the airport or wherever, you know, out to eat, and we'll get recognized, but it's usually because the Smalls with us. And the reason why people, like, they'll say, oh, you're the guy from America's Got Talent, the motorcycle guy, and they're talking to Smalls. Sure, he's beautiful and all that, but their excuse is, oh, you guys are wearing helmets. Okay, this helmet doesn't cover very much of the face, so I don't really know what they're talking about, but yeah, it does happen. And it's just kind of cool because that shows how broad of a reach that the show has. And you know, that really made us feel good about bringing motorcycling as a whole into those homes that otherwise would know nothing about it or have a negative perception of it. So we're happy that, you know, we're able to do that with this show.
Not a lot for me. I mean, I've been really thankful and grateful for what Ryan and Brad at Sherco have done for me. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am now, that's for sure. My dad did everything he could, and then Brad and Ryan stepped in and saw some potential in me, and I really want to give everything I have to those guys, and really, it'd be really hard to step away from them, just all they've done for me.
I had some talks with Gas, and, you know, thinking about getting an endurocross deal and a trials deal going on. But then in the end, Ryan and Brad at Sherco, they've done a lot for me also, and just for the sport as a whole. So to support them, who put their lives back into the sport, it's just really good to see good people and a company that's been behind your family for so long. And so, plus it's good to have us on the same brand for the show, as you know, brothers on Sherco's. It just sounds good. And actually, yeah, on America's Got Talent, I broke 2 ribs and dislodged this my forearm bone, my ulna, I think it is, learning backflips. Got upside down, decided, hey, I'm going to jump off the bike right now, and then it's coming down on me. Put my arm up in front of my head, and yeah, it moved a few millimeters. Didn't break, so I guess that might be good. I don't know. The whole America's Got Talent experience. Got 2 sides to that story. I mean,
well, give us the backstory.
We'll go. Yeah, we'll get. You want the good or the bad? We'll give you the whole thing. So yeah, we were out there for a long time, for periods of time, probably like 20-some odd days. And you know, it's cool. You're out in California. You know, it's for us, it's new. Blah blah. The sad part was that for our act, it's fully dependent on the props we ride, obviously. And the guys on the show, they didn't really understand the sport at all, or the fact that we were really on motorcycles. So they would build us props that maybe could hold a guy in a bicycle, maybe. You know, if you combine the weight of us and the bike, it's nearly 400 pounds. So they bring these props up to us, and we're like, we'll break right through that, you know, or we'll die riding that. And then another fact is they'd bring it out the day before we go live. So we go live on Tuesday, they finish our props Monday night. It's like, okay, singers and dancers, they're practicing all week, and we're risking our lives, and we get to practice for an hour maybe. So, you know, that was the negative aspect, but then at the same time, you can't get that much exposure anywhere else. Millions of people that not only seeing what we do, our shows, our sport of moto trials, but also motorcycling as a whole. And it's had such a negative vantage point from most people's perspectives. When they think motorcycles, they think pollution, they think injury, death, tattooed rebels and stuff. And you know, to see these 2 clean-cut kids from Wisconsin that can come and bring their bikes and ride indoor on a stage in downtown LA, you know, that maybe opened up their eyes and said, okay, they can't be that bad. You know, they're not killing the world if they can ride inside with these live audiences. So to give that positive outlook on motorcycling, I think from our standpoint, that was the best part of the show. 2012, well, we're gonna keep pushing it. I mean, when you say strictly for me, we got the brother thing going, and you know, there's very few brother teams for what we're doing. I mean, in Wisconsin, we're the best brother team in Wisconsin. But no, I still got my winter sports that I'm still very much into. What is that? I get that question a lot.
Give me a 2-minute synopsis of what that sport
All right,
is.
I'll make it even shorter than that for you. Snow skating is skateboarding on the snow. So like snow skateboarding. So you take a modified board and you do all the same tricks as skateboarders do, but do it with snow down. So you go to stair sets, you go to skate parks, you go to even sometimes ski hills, and you mimic skateboarding but on the snow. Because you know, in Wisconsin you get winter for half the year sometimes, so you still like to skate all winter. And so that's that's the go-to, skateboarding on the snow. So gonna still hit that hard, taking a little bit of time off to do this tour, but still pushing that. You know, like to progress the sport and bring it into new people's eyes.
Well, we're doing this tour right now, and that's kind of the main focus for a little bit until it's over. We got another little over a month left of shows almost every weekend, and after that I gotta get ready for the Nationals again. I'm sure Cody's been practicing. It's gonna be hard to beat him. I've got a few championships on him. He's got some on me, so looking forward to getting back to the outdoors, the natural terrain, and riding some rocks again, and gonna really focus 100% on Nationals and see what I can do. Yeah, hopefully won't have to ride that too much. Been in there quite a bit, as cold as it gets in Wisconsin, and really hoping to be ready to ride some outdoors by the time this tour is over.